Lakshman Samacharyalu, Professor, Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad. Today I would like to continue the lectures of Network Analysis and Transmission Line subject for the second year of semester. So in this lecture, I am going to discuss about the magnetically coupled circuits, like you say that the mutual induction, dot conversion, coefficient coupling, and the T model, and ideal transformer. So this is the two lectures actually. We used to continue the two lectures most of the time if it is possible. Otherwise break, and after that one more lecture will give for this. So now the magnetically coupled circuit, already in a previous lecture, what is the magnetic circuits and what is the analogy between the electric and magnetic fields, and how the Faraday law of second law, which is indicated the voltage induced, which is E equal to minus N d phi by dt, where N is the N number of turns and the phi is the flux in the coil. So we will take what is the self-inductance. If you will take only one coil is there, if the current flows through that coil, then EMF will be induced in it, and that is the self-inductance. How we got it? L is equivalent to the you say that the N1 mu1 and A1 by L1, like that. So similarly used to take for the two inductive coils is connected series. What happened? If it is a series siding is there, if the two coils, inductance coils, are connected in series opposing, so therefore what is the equivalent effective inductance, which is indicated by L1 plus L2 plus 2M1 2M, and another is the L1 plus L2 minus 2M. So this is already we discussed in the previous lecture. Now we are going to talk about the mutual inductance. Already we touched in the previous lecture mutual inductance, how the mutual inductance will occur and all. And now we will take a single inductor coil. Just you will observe that this is the I of t, which is passing through the circuit. So the flux will be produced here around the coil, so that is called the phi. So therefore you say here the flux linkage, which is indicated by the lambda here, and V is equal to d lambda by dt, or otherwise d phi by dt. But here we use the notation is lambda for the flux linkage. So therefore lambda is equal to n phi. Okay. So where n is the number of turns and phi is the flux. So again you need to rewrite the equation. Therefore the V is equivalent to the n d phi by dt, which is equal to n d phi by dt is there. Again you may take with respect to the current variations, that is the d phi by di into di by dt. So from that the previous relation, what we have, the self inductance which is L is equal to n d phi by dt. So from that relation just you will observe that V is equal to L d phi di by dt here. So therefore n d phi by di, which is equivalent to self inductance from the previous analysis. So now V is equal to L di by dt. Now you will take what is L. L is called the inductance of the coil, which is indicated by n d phi by dt. You already know that. Just to observe this circuit, which is the current direction, which is like this, and it have the L inductance, and n number of turns is there for this coil, and the flux will produce in this when current flows through it. So that is the magnetic flux. So now you used to take generally, that is the self inductance. If you will take a mutual induction, if you will take the two coils will be placed side by side, and you are applying a signal at the first coil, then automatically it current pass through the first coil, automatically it produces the flux. Due to that the EMF will be induced in the second coil. Second EMF induced in the second coil due to the first coil, and if you are applying in a second coil, you are applying a current, then current flows to the second coil, it will induce the EMF in the first coil. So this is the way you are going to take. So now for the phi 1 is equal to phi 11 plus phi 12. What is the phi 11? flux in the first coil itself, phi 1 1 means. Phi 1 2 is the mutually flux. So therefore here indicated phi 1 1 which is related to the coil 1 only, phi 1 2 is related to the both coils, where the coils inductance L1 and L2 you say that in figure, and V1 is the primary voltage, whatever the voltage induced in the first coil, whatever the induced voltage in the second coil is V2 which is indicated. So therefore from the formula you say that the V1 is equal to N1 d phi by dt, already know that d phi 1 by dt, so which is equal to L1 di1 by dt. Then you will say that the phi 2 is equal to phi 1 2 generally. So you may take V2 is equal to N2 d phi 1 2 by dt. So N2 into d phi 1 2 by dA1 into dA1 by dt. So from that relation you say what is N2 d phi 1 2 by dI1? You may indicate this is the relation of some value, that is the inductor, which is M21 is equivalent to the N2 into d phi 1 2 by dt actually. So therefore here M21 di by dt, which is place of M21 instead of the N2 d phi 1 2 by di, which is nothing but the M21 place. Now you will take here similarly, so already I told, if you are applying a current in the second coil which flows through the coil 2, so it influences on the coil 1 induced EMF. So therefore you used to take V2 is equal to applied, so V2 is N2 d phi 2 by dt which is equal to L2 di2 by dt, and you may take the phi 1 is equal to phi 2 1, right. Previously phi 2 is equal to phi 1 2. So here the N1 and L2 the turns of the coils, V1 and V2 is the voltage is induced in it, and phi 2 1 is the mutual flux. This is the flux across only coil 2, that is the phi 2 2. So now V1 is equal to N1 d phi 2 1 by dt, already know that. Again you may rewrite the equation N1 d phi 2 1 by di2 into di2 by dt. Now again you rewrite that equation, which is the V1 is equal to M12 into di2 by dt. Now we will take the M12 is equal to what actually N1 d phi 2 1 by dt. So M21 is equal to M12 is equal to M. That is a non-magnetic course, you say that for non-magnetic course M is equal to M12 equal to M21 we will say. Therefore you may take directly that is about the mutual induction. If we take a two coils is there, L1 and L2 coil is there. So here I1 current flows through the first coil, and the flux phi F11, flux F22, it is the independent individual coils themselves only. If the F12 which is the direction from 1 to 2, F21 which is the direction from, this is the directions, which is the flux linkage between F12 and F21. So current I2 will flow like that in the V2 V1, already know that in figure. So the two coils will say it as a coil 1 and coil 2. So for the coil 1 flux equivalent to the combination of phi 1 plus phi 2 1. Okay, so that means the flux across the coil 1 plus flux linkage in coil 1 and 2, that is flux linkage in coil 2 due to 1, that is called. So therefore and V1 is equal to N1 d phi coil 1 by dt. You may write this is called the V1 you may rewrite that equation, that is L1 di1 by dt plus M di2 by dt. So this is about the what is the V1, and similarly you say that for the coil F2, I mean coil 2, you say that phi coil 2 equal to phi 2 plus phi 1 2. Similarly whatever we did for the coil 1, same. So V2 is equal to N2 d phi by dt coil 2 So therefore V2 is equal to M di1 by dt plus L2 di2 by dt. So therefore V1 is for with respect to the first coil fully plus mutually induced with the coil 2, that is called M di2 by dt. And similarly for the V2, due to the coil 1, due to the coil 2, how much induced in the coil 1? So therefore like this, V2 is equal like this, V1 and V2 we found it. So now we will go through this. This is again whatever we connected the coils like that. If it is opposing, previously the two coils in this same aiding, but here it is opposing. So here it is indicating this direction, but here it is indication opposite direction. So therefore F12 and F21 is opposite to each other, but in the previous circuit both are in the same. Now you may take directly coil 1 phi is equal to the phi 1 minus phi 2 1, and V1 is equal to N1 d phi coil 1 by dt. So from that relation V1 is equal to L1 di1 by dt for the coil 1, and minus this is the opposing no, so therefore the minus indication will come, minus M into di2 by dt. Similarly for the coil 2, phi 2 minus phi 1 2, because the direction is opposite direction. So this is phi 2 minus phi 1 2, and V2 is equal to N2 d phi coil 2 by dt, which is equal to V2 equal to minus M into di1 by dt plus L2 di2 by dt. This is about the opposing, the dot conversion, dot out directions, both are in opposite direction. So like this, if we will take, this is the dot conversions will come into the picture here. How the dot conversions is I need to do that. That is a dot conversion, just you will see that whether the both will be in this direction, these are the series aiding. If it is in the opposite direction, so this is the opposite direction, opposing. L1 L2 should be opposing like this. Dot conversion, just you will see that the same diagram is there, and the both dots will be inside, incoming. Both are in the same top side, so both are coming towards the in. So this is the aiding direction. So we will take equivalent circuit, which is indicated here. The equivalent circuit is there. Just observe that this is the both will be opposite direction. So here this is the inside directions like this. Okay. So therefore used to take, this is the coil 1 and coil 2 with respect to that, already we discussed this one. Now we'll go to the next slide, which is dot conversions. In dot conversion you say that the both dots will be in the top here, which is I1 and I2, the incoming both. So therefore this is the series aiding is there. So therefore L1 di1 by dt plus M di2 by dt. See here also same, V2 equal to M di1 by dt plus L di2 by dt. But you will take when the reference direction for a current enters the dotted terminal of a coil, the reference polarity of the voltage that it indicates in the other coil is a positive at its dotted terminal. So therefore here, just to indicate here the plus and minus, plus and minus, plus and minus like this. But you take it as here the dotted is in negative side, it is in positive side. So therefore the polarity is little bit different. So we will get the V1 is equal to L1 di1 by dt minus M di2 by dt. V2 is equal to M minus M di1 by dt plus L2 di2 by dt. From the equivalent circuits you have to observe that. So now used to take an example, just you may observe that here what is the V1 L1, and here L2 and V2 already know that the inductance L1, inductance L2, and here this is the voltage across the primary, voltage across the secondary. I mean the two coils to say I1 and I2, both currents will be there, which is it is in inside, incoming current is here, this is an negative side is there. So therefore, what is the results here? Actually, V1 is equal to L1 plus dI1 by dt minus L2 m into dI2 by dt, right? And if we'll coming to that, the with respect to the two inductance, I mean V2, this is opposite, so minus m dI1 by dt plus L2 dI2 by dt. But used to take here V1 is equal to L1 dI1 by dt minus m dI2 by dt, right, and V2 is equal to plus m dI1 by dt minus L2 dI2 by dt. Just to observe that here how the directions here, direction is there, I2 direction is negative here, here it is a positive, here it is both positive but the dot is negative. How could we determine dot making if we don't know actually? So how we are making that? Just to observe that the series connection, the mutually coupled coils in series aiding, already I told. So here you say that if the dot is there, the both will be mutual induction here like this M, which is in both directions L1, and you take a mutually coupled coils in series aiding action. This is here dot is there, here dot is there. If we take a mutually coupled coils in series opposite direction, it is in here starting here, so therefore it is opposing. Just you have to observe that the total inductances of the two coils, which is you say that L total is L1 plus L2 plus 2M, but here L1 plus L2 minus 2M. This is the series connection, the mutually coupled coils with the aiding and opposing. That is the importance of the dot, how it is aiding or opposing. Just you will take the effective inductance of the coils, mutually coupled coils is there. How they are? The M is like this, it is in same direction, but it is a 1, 2, no, it is an opposite. So therefore, parallel aiding, mutually coupled coils in parallel aiding connection. So equivalent of inductance is equivalent to the L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 minus 2m is effective inductance. If a mutually coupled coils in parallel opposing connection, just will take effective inductance equivalent to the L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 plus 2m. So what is the difference? Just to see that this is a dot, both will be in here it is the coil 1 and the coil 2, but here coil 1 and coil 2 little different. So therefore, mutually coupled coils in a parallel aiding and parallel opposing, this is the connection. Previously series aiding and series opposing. What is the difference? Series aiding means L1 plus L2 plus 2m like this, series opposing means L1 plus L2 minus 2m, but here it is a parallel. So therefore, used to take a little bit different, because 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2 like that you need to take. So which is equivalent to L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 minus m 2m. Similarly, L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 plus 2m like this. This is the parallel connections of the mutual coils. Coefficient of coupling. This is the very important one. The coefficient of coupling is always in between 0 and 1. The coefficient of coupling is measured the magnetic coupling between the two coils generally. So therefore, how the magnetic coupling in between the two coils, which is indicated by K, and if we will take K is equal to m by root L1 L2, where m is a mutual induction and L1 L2 are the inductances of the coil, K is the coefficient of coupling. If the coefficient of coupling is less than 0.5, what happened? Loosely coupled that. If K is greater than 0.5, tightly coupled. This is the condition actually. the coefficient of coupling. If coefficient of coupling increases, then what happened? Mutual induction increases. If coefficient of coupling decreases, mutual induction decreases. So therefore, tightly and loose couplings. It depends on the value of K. If we take a T model, you say that this is the two coils is there, L1, L2, and how the mutual induction relation between them, M. And if we connect this as a T shape, then we will take with respect to the M dotted, how it should be related to that. First you take L1 minus M. M is a mutual induction, some value will be there, M. So L1 minus M, L2 minus M for the T network of the first figure, you say that. So how the current directions I1 and I2, the dots will be there like this. So therefore L1 minus M and L2 minus M. Similarly for the second one, used to take the series network, how the M relates with this, the T network. L1 minus M minus M is there because here the dot is in lower side. So therefore L2 plus M, this is the L1 plus M and L2 plus M, and here minus M. Previously what happened? Here the mutual induction M, not minus M, M. L1 minus M and L2 minus M. But here L1 plus M and L2 plus M minus M is here. This is an opposing, right? So this is the T model. Try to understand this. So if we will take again L1 and L2 T model, like a transformer, like a model, you say that the dot opposite sides, M tends to minus M if it is a dot opposite sides is there. So therefore here this is in the same sides, so M is there, L1 minus M and L2 minus M. And this is the T model of the equivalent circuit. Now, used to take examples of the mutual circuit, mutual coupled circuits, to say that the linear transformer, this is a good example. So here L1, L2, the primary winding and secondary winding, which we have the R1 resistance at the internal resistance, R2 internal resistance for the coil 2, V is applied at the primary, then the finally ZL is there, that is called the load actually. Load will be connected in secondary side. So current I1 will flows through this, the I2 will flows through this, like the model of field, frequency field like this. This is the linear transformer. Just you say from the diagram R plus j omega L into I1, mesh analysis you may apply like that. So therefore what you get actually, here I1 current flows through that, through this R plus j omega L, L1 into I1 dot, okay, and di by dt, di1 by dt minus j omega M, it is in reverse direction I2, j omega M di2 by dt, which is equal to V dot dV by dt, right? And the minus j omega Mi plus is for the secondary, you say that, minus j omega Mi 1 dot plus R2 plus RL plus j omega L here, R2 plus ZL, instead of ZL you say the RL plus JXL, R2 plus RL plus JXL plus j omega L2 whole into I2 dot, which is equal to 0. And now the total self impedance of the mesh containing the primary winding. What is the mesh containing the primary winding here? R1 plus L1, these two, R plus j omega L1. So therefore Z11 equal to R1 plus j omega L1. And similarly, for the total self impedance of the mesh containing the secondary winding, you say that R2 plus RL plus j omega L2 plus j omega XL, j omega L, like this. So therefore here JXL. So R22 plus JX22. This is the self impedance of the circuit 2. Z11 is the circuit 1 self impedance. then I1 dot is equal to, what is the current flows through that actually? V dot by Z11 plus, what is the impedance of the circuit? Xm square by Z22. This is the I dot 1, I1 dot. And similarly, I2 dot equal to Zm V dot by Z11 into of 1 by Z11 Z22 plus Xm square by Z22. So now this is I1 dot and I2 dot, we got it from the circuit, which is self impedance is already know that. So the reflected impedance, what is the reflected impedance here? Just will say the reflected impedance ZR, you say that. So now you will take ZR. ZR is nothing but reflected impedance, which is indicated by the Xm square by Z22. That is called the ZR. Now I1 dot di1 by dt equal to the V dot by I1 is equal to the V dot by Z11 plus Xm square by Z22. This is the equivalent primary winding circuit. This is whatever here shown. This is called the primary winding circuit. This is called the primary winding circuit, and the ZR value is here only. So now you used to take ZR equal to RR plus JXR. Then the RR is equal to Xm square by R22 square plus X22 square into R2. This is called the reflected resistance. And you will take a reflected reactance. So same, whatever we did for the resistance, reactance also same, Xm square into X22 by R22 square plus X22 square. The total impedance, that is. So this is about the reflected impedance of a given circuit. It is with respect to the circuit one like. Now you may take the so equivalent secondary winding circuit is like this. Xm square by Z11 and here Z22 is there. I2 current flows through that, Zm into Vs dot by Z11. So therefore I2 is equal to Zm V dot by Z11 into of 1 by Z22 plus Xm square by Z22. So from this figure just we have to observe and you will find the current. So now you used to take ideal transformer generally. The coefficient of coupling already know that 1 K. V1 is the self and mutual inductances. V2 is the V1 V2 is the voltages across the primary and secondary windings, and self and mutual inductance of each coil inside infinite. So therefore L1 is equal to L2 and M is equal to the infinite, to just to say 1:n ratio like this. So the root L1 by L2 equal to N1 by N2 equal to 1 by N. Or you say that V2 by V1, I1 by I2 equal to V2 by V1. That is actual relation for the transformer. N1 by N2 equal to I1 by I2 equal to V2 by V1, which is equal to L1 by L2. Okay. So therefore the primary and secondary coils are lossless, both coils. So V2 dot by V1 dot is equal to V2 of T minus N by V1 of T minus N1, which is equal to numerator side N2, denominator side N1. V2 of T minus N2 by V1 of T minus N1, which is equal to N. So therefore I2 dot by I1 dot is equal to I2 of T by I1 of T, which is equal to minus N1 by N2, which is equal to 1 by minus 1 by N. So therefore now used to take, this is the circuit transformer, I1 and I2. I1 is the primary current, I2 is the secondary current, and V1 is the primary voltage applied, and V2 is the secondary voltage. Now you take the dot conversion, dot product, how it should exhibit. Just you will take dots will be there in the primary side in the right direction. This is an opposite. So therefore V2 by V1 is equal to minus N2 by N1 is equal to minus N. Similarly I2 by I1 is equal to 1 by N you say the 1 by n automatically, because voltage and current are 90 degrees phase, no. So therefore, in the V2 by V1 is equal to N2 by N1 is equal to I1 by I2. That's equal to the minus n here, like that. So similarly, used to take for the second, which is the ratio of voltage equal to plus n. So now you take the V2 by V1 equal to N2 by N2 equal N1 is equal to n. Now we'll take I2 by I1 is equivalent to the N1 by N2, which is equal to 1 by n. And you will take again the third circuit, the same, the previously what we have, the same thing is there, but here the current direction is different, the reverse direction of the previous. So, and in the secondary of the coil. So now you will take the primary OK coil, which is in the same direction. V2 by V1 is equal to V2 of t by V1 of t. So therefore, minus N2 by N1, which is equal to minus n for this. I2 by I1 is equal to the I2 by I1, which is equal to minus N1 by N2. Again you rewrite this equation is equal to minus 1 by n, like this. So the transformer is a matching device. You say the transformer. What is the transformer actually? Transformation of energy from one form to other form. Transformation of energy is called a transformer. Transformer consists of two windings, primary and secondary windings, which we have the N1 turns in the coil 1, I mean the primary side, N2 turns in the secondary side, and whatever the applied voltage of the V1 and V2 respectively for primary and secondary, and here I1 current flows through that. It's just to observe that the dot conversions 1 is to n, this is the ratio actually 1 is to n, and here the dot conversion is there V1, which is R1 by RL by n square, here RL by n square, the impedance, just to say this is the load impedance in the secondary side in figure 1, but here R L by n square, it is the parallel resistance in the primary winding. Okay, transformer is a matching device for this condition. If we will take again, the same phenomena is there, but V1 and V2 here, I1 and I2 currents flows through that, but here the resistance R. How many times the resistance should be increases? So previously RL is the resistance of the secondary. It should be decreases by n square times. Well, that means RL by n square. But now the R is the resistance of the primary, and it should be connecting with the matching the impedance in the secondary, which is the n square into R. That means R1 by R2 is equal to n square. That is actually the relation between the primary and secondary windings, or N1 by N2 equal to, like that. You say resistance is generally load. So therefore, here R is there, primary impedance. Then what we get the secondary impedance for the matching, n square times of the R. So this is about the transformer as a matching device. So the transformer is a matching device. Again you rewrite this just to observe that here RL is there, load resistance is there, and you say that the input impedance is equal to ZL by n square. Okay, ZL by n square, because just now we told if we will take R1 is the R is the input impedance, then output impedance is n square R. Similarly, input impedance is equivalent to the load impedance by the n square. So again, this is the, what is n, what is n actually? N is the ratio of the output voltage to the input voltage is equal to input current to the output current is equal to N2 by N1 is equal to n, that is the actual n value. So similarly, the impedance matching is taken into the account as the formula which is indicated here, Zin is equivalent to ZL by n square. So therefore here Z1 impedance, Z2 impedance is here, I1 current, I2 current, and the dots will be arising here. Like you say that how your series siding or opposing like that, just to have to connect this circuit is terminating like this, which is indicated by Vs1 and Vs2 by n here. The Z1 as it is, the impedance will be division by the n square by using of the formula. So therefore, Z1 as usual, Z2 will be the Thevenin's equivalent impedance which is given. So this is about the impedance matching of a transformer. Now you will take again Z1 and Z2 are the impedances of transformer primary and the secondary. I1 and I2 are the currents of the transformer primary and secondary respectively, and the Vs1 is the voltage at the primary side, Vs2 is the secondary voltage. Now, the matching which will be n into Vs1, n into Vs1 is again n into Vs1, n number of n number into Vs1, which is the equivalent circuit of this is n times increases the Vs1, and it should be add n square Z1 into Z2 as usual. This is impedance should be n square times increases. Already know that the relation of primary and secondary impedances, and Vs2. The voltage also n times increases on the primary side. Like this is the equivalent circuit. Now the solving ideal transformer problem. Write out the equation first, the loop equation or the nodal equations, the two more transformer equations like that. Then the method from the equivalent circuit to the first reflecting into the secondary. There is Z equivalent equal to n square Z1, which is V equivalent equal to n into Vs1, which is the 1:n ratio here, the Z1 and Z2, Vs1 and Vs2 like this. This is the dotted dots will be indicated like that. So Z equivalent to the n square into Zn1, V equivalent equal to n into Vs1, V equivalent that is. So now the reflecting into the primary, Z equivalent equal to Z2 by n square, same. V equivalent equal to Vs2 by n. This is the reflecting into the primary. Reflecting into the secondary means Z equivalent equal to n square into Z1, V equivalent to n into Vs1. But here primary Z equivalent equal to Z2 by n square, V equivalent equal to Vs2 by n. So this is the solving of the transformer problem, if they are giving any problem like that, ideal transformer. This is ideal transformer you are going to take. This is 1 angle 0 voltage is applied at the primary, secondary 2 angle 0, and the impedances 1 ohm and 3 ohms respectively for the primary and secondary, and we have the V1 and V2 are the voltages across the coils 1 and 2. Given the figure, they determine the two network obtained replacing the primary and the ideal transformer with then equivalent circuit. The ideal transformer and the secondary with the equivalent circuits. So now identify that the general transformer, this is the equation, L1, L2 both will be there. M is the mutual impedance, you say that, mutual induction, and here the I1 and I2 are the currents of coil 1 and coil 2. Similarly, used to take V1 L1, this is, and here the V2 is as usual, whatever the output we get, that is the output. So now the n is equal to root over L2 by L1 by using of that formula. Okay, so this is about the general transformer model. And similarly, you take the L1, L2, the two inductors, same similar manner, n is equal to root over L1 by L2, already know that. LS1 equal to L1 into m by n, and Lm is equal to m by n, LS2 equal to L2 minus n into m. This is the consideration for the general transformers. So this is, there is no restriction here. You may try to elaborate the circuit like this. This is summary. Mutual inductance M is the circuit parameters relating the voltage induced in one circuit to a time varying current in the other circuit. Already know that. The coefficient of coupling K is a measure of the degree of the magnetic coupling, which is in between always K in between 0 and 1. The relationship between the self inductance of each winding and the mutual inductance between the windings, M is equal to K root over L1 L2. So therefore K is equal to M by root L1 L2. K is always in between 0 and 1. If the K value less than 0.5, that is a loosely coupled. If the K value is greater than 0.5, that is a tightly coupled. The dot conversions establish the polarity of a mutually induced voltages. Already we studied. The reflected impedance is the impedance of the secondary circuit as seen from the terminals of the primary circuit as and vice versa. Already know that if you will take a primary is R, secondary is N square into R. If a primary we don't know, secondary we know that the value is only R1. So you will take a primary impedance is R1 by N square. So that is about the impedance matching in a transformer circuit. The two winding linear transformers is coupled device made up of the two coils wound on the same non-magnetic core. Already know that. That is a transformer fabrication. An ideal transformer is a lossless transformer with the unity coupling coefficient. That is a lossless transformer. So unity coefficient coupling K equal to 1. Then there is a lossless because M is equal to K root L1 L2, no? So if the K value is maximum, then that is the lossless ideal transformer. An ideal transformer can be used to match the magnitude of a load impedance as well as the to the magnitude of the source impedance. Thus the maximum amount of average power is transformed. So this is about the conclusion or remarks of this lecture, and we finished that the most of the time we will cover the unit number 1 almost all, but in next classes we used to go for the tutorials, at least 2 to 3 tutorials for all problems. Okay, thank you very much for watching.